It's very intense, I have to say. I mean, during the day, between the hours of 11 till 6, but even in through the night, it's an unbearable heat with high humidity, no respite in the evenings, and it's even hot by the sea, which is where normally Italians would go over this period, over the summer period. But it's this fiery heat wave that's been dubbed Caronte or Charon, which is essentially, it's been named after a Greek mythological figure that the ferryman who brought the souls to the underworld. So the ferryman of the dead. Now that gives you an idea of how the eternal city has essentially now become the infernal city here in Rome. Temperatures here are set to rise today to up to 40 degrees. That's what's been forecast. And on Tuesday, maybe as high as 42 and 43. Now, don't get me wrong, Italians and Romans in general used to the heat in the summer, but this is really more than what is normally expected. It's some 10 to 12 degrees higher than what is normal during this period, and it's an intense heat wave, one heat wave after another over a prolonged period. Now, Italy did see the record highest temperature in Europe back in 2021 on the island of Sicily, some 48.8 degrees Celsius. It's expected to hit close to that in Sardinia, some 48 degrees. But clearly, these are unprecedented weather patterns. And while locals might be rushing away, trying to escape the city, let's not forget Rome also attracts thousands of tourists at this time of the year. The tourists who have paid a lot of money to visit these cities and so are not going to change their plans. We're hearing reports of people fainting. A man collapsed while outside the Colosseum here in Rome. Clearly, people are not willing to give up on their holidays. Even the papal audience on Sunday saw a record turnout, some 15,000 or so people wanting to hear Pope Francis. So clearly not willing to give that up, but it is very hot indeed.
So what measures have been put in place then by Italian authorities, Seema, to help people cope?
Well, the Ministry of Health has issued certain guidelines, advice for people. These are really commonsensical advice. I mean, things like hydrate, drink 1.5 liters of water at least daily, if not more. Wear light clothing. Stay out of the day during the hours of 11 up till 6 p.m. To stay out of the heat. Wear hats, wear sunglasses. Look after your pets, but also be mindful of the most fragile in society, the elderly and the really young, reminding them, of course, to hydrate and also looking after your food because, of course, storage, very important in these times. Here in Rome, they've set up misting stations. You've got health officials, ambulances on hand to help the elderly. And of course, Rome lucky because there are many water fountains in the city where people can hydrate and they're trying to do so. I have to say everyone is talking only about this heat and how they can maintain themselves. And of course, concern about this regularity over the last few years of this kind of extreme temperatures to hit Italy and southern Europe in general.